While there have been many successes for the Hiranandani group, there have been challenges and failures. In this segment, I speak to Niranjan Hiranandani on the projects that didn't quite take off, as well as his view on rival developers and leading administrators who have governed Mumbai over the last 4 decades. So, Powai has been a grand success. Has there been any project of yours which has failed?
Of course. One of the good failures was in Kharghar, where I bought an auction plot. After 6 times not getting a plot, I kind of gone crazy and overbid for a plot in Kharghar. And I didn't even recover the construction cost, least of all the land price over there at that point of time. And so I lost a lot of money at that time. But 7 other people had bought plots at that time. I was the only one who completed the building. The rest of them paid back to the buyers of the flats and didn't complete the building, and even I think Citco gave them back the money and stuff like that. But we decided, because we had already sold the apartments, to complete the project, and we made a loss, and I think that's the reason why my brother never allowed me to ever buy another Citco plot. Not because it wouldn't be successful, but I guess there was a issue in his mind that we shouldn't buy anything new there.
Has there been some learnings from your Panvel project, where you went right, where you went wrong?
Oh, went horribly wrong, in the sense that my children decided to go to the international Ames market and picked up money and then invested into it, and came the Lehman crisis. And the people there believe that there is no Lehman crisis and there is no crisis in the world, and so the market should function exactly how the rollout was committed. And of course it didn't work, so they went in arbitration and filed a case against me. And at the end of 5 years of litigation and almost 200 crores of rupees in cost of litigation, I won the litigation, but I lost a lot of money and credibility at that point of time. Now I'm making up for it.
Are there some builders you personally like for what they do, like any good qualities, say of Lodha, Godrej, Rustomji, Raheja? What do you like about them?
I like all of them. I like many qualities of each, and I think first of all the names that you have given have got credibility. So I think that's important. That means the customers trust them. And I think that's the common line between all the 5, the names that you gave. People trust the builders, and that's why they buy it by leaps and starts in that. Number 2, people are not afraid to invest with them or work with them. Contractors, laborers, investors, all these people are thrilled to work with all the 5 that you talked about. Individually, they have different qualities. The Lodha brothers and now Abhishek, tremendous acumen in terms of handling large number of projects in a short number of years, and has done a great job, and now finally an IPO too. So I think all that has happened. Look at the Rahejas, look at the REIT that they came out with. One of the first and extraordinary REIT, doing well. May not do well for some time, but is doing extremely well, and I believe it will do fantastically well. So those are innovative ideas. Godrej, look at them, they're all over the countrywide, and they've been able to pool a lot of land together. They were able to get good contractors, good people, good delivery, and all that is happening. And I believe a large number of investors, in terms of corporate investors, are investing in them in order for them to actually carry out the buildings. So all that brings good quality in each one of them, and of course different better qualities in each one of them separately.
What do you like about Oberoi?
I think he's been able to handle the stock issues extremely beautifully, and he's been able to see that his funding mechanism is perfect. He's never over leveraged, and he's able to create quality product which is being done and create a good name for the industry.
Not just builders, let's move away from builders to administrators and lawmakers. In your almost 4-decade career, you have dealt with many chief ministers, many important people. It will be wrong for me to ask you perhaps who is the best one, but in terms of governance at Mumbai, who do you think have been the better chief ministers? Any particular strengths of Sharad Pawar, Manohar Joshi, Devendra Fadnavis, Vilasrao
Okay,
Deshmukh.
so we'll take up the names that you said. Sharad Pawar, he would know every officer in the state by name, every revenue officer in every state. A man who would have a memory of an elephant. Even what I said 15 years ago when I met him, I will have forgotten, but he will remember. So that's Sharad Pawar for you. My daughter who was doing IT and she was doing a call center when she was 23. And she met Mr. Sharad Pawar in a conversation which when she had to go to Baramati with him because of talking on IT. At the end, when she reached Baramati along with Mr. Pawar, he appointed her, a 23-year-old girl, on the Baramati Education Society on the advisory board, where one of the other members of the advisory board was Narayan Murthy. Now, can you imagine that type of thinking of a person at that level to be willing to, take confidence of people? And of course, great politician, something extraordinary thing. I remember Vasantdata Patil, 4th standard fail, Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Grounded common sense, you cannot imagine.
Like, do you have an example to say that the grounded common sense?
I remember I had gone to him for some permission. I think it was about Powai, and I went and explained to him this. The secretary said it's very complicated, and he asked me in Hindi because he thought I don't know Marathi, and he said, "आप समझाइए कि ये क्या है?" So I explained to him, and he turned around to the secretary. इसमें कोई समझने की बात नहीं है. इसने ये कहा, ये कहा, ये कहा, और ये कानून में ये फिट होता है. And he said, it should be done, so whatever it is. And within 15 minutes, he had instructed them to give an order, and within 5 days, I got the order. I mean, something which is was humongous. And a man you think is so uneducated, would not understand anything, but strong common sense. So the idea is there's no good or bad. Everybody has goodness in them and may not have good qualities or qualities you don't like. But all of them who have been coming to Maharashtra have had great qualities innate to do certain aspects very well. That is why Maharashtra as a state has progressed in terms of doing it.
We'll come back to that part of Maharashtra, but if you can give me your thoughts on the strength of Devendra Fadnavis, Ashok Chavan, Prithviraj Chavan, the immediate three before the current one.
Devendra Fadnavis, man from Nagpur, had no idea about what Mumbai was, development was. And when he came in over here, he started the Cross Harbour Bridge, which was stuck, the coastal road, which was pushed by him, the road connectivity to Mandwa, the Navi Mumbai airport was restarted by him, getting environmental clearance. So what happened is that he had a foresight to think that infrastructure should be developed. I don't understand the political part of him, and I didn't look at that very closely, but these are the aspects of which I admire of him. And I think he did a great thing to initiate all that. The total cost of all these projects comes to 3 lakh crores. So it's a big infrastructure investment which took place. That's Mr. Fadnavis for you. You said?
Prithviraj Chavan and Uddhav Thackeray now.
Prithviraj Chavan, I have had a short interview with him only once, I think, and we had some work, and I think he was very quick at the uptake. I don't recall any incidents which I can share with you, but Uddhav Thackeray I have a lot to tell you about, because a man who is again very, very grounded and willing to be different and understand the commonsensical approach of doing things. So, like for instance in the case of COVID, getting the people whom he trusted to deliver and take care of the COVID situation, he changed everybody that was necessary and appointed those people. So, the Dharavi story, the fact that he created all these beds and all these things and all over Maharashtra, and we were among the first in order to be able to win the COVID story as far as India is concerned. I think that's a very positive story as far as he's concerned. And I think he has a characteristic which is the connect to people. So if you talk to the common Maharashtrian who is there and speak about him, his connectivity with them, it's far beyond thing, and his language is so simple when you hear him that the simplicity just wins him all.
Have you had any interactions with the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi?
Yes, I built for him the first international finance city in Gandhinagar.
Okay.
I created that building for him. There's a story to that. I taken that plot and I was going to start that building, and I got a call from the Prime Minister's office. When will this building be ready? And I said it will take 2.5 years, 16-story, 4 lakh square feet building. So it will take 2.5 years to complete. It's the fastest. And within 2 days, I got a message that the Honorable Prime Minister wants to inaugurate this building 12 months from today. Let me cut the long story short. I built it in 12 months.
In 12 months.
Yeah. In Gandhinagar.
Any, does he also have a very strong memory, like you mentioned about Sharad Pawar?
Yeah, he also has fantastic memory. I remember meeting him in one of the functions which were there, and he recalled my son meeting him once in Gandhinagar, and he said that tall building which your son wanted to make in Dubai, the market was in recession. Did he complete that building? And this was 6 years after that. During the second stint of his chief ministership, he asked me that question.
Okay. Now, just away from the politicians into the governance aspect. One of the drawbacks many home buyers and investors say about Mumbai is that it's not bang for the buck. It's too expensive. This is a crumbling city which probably has no future. What would you say to them?
The first part is right. The second part is wrong.
Okay.
In the sense that yes, we have a crumbling infrastructure. We need to develop it much more. As the city deserves more. The corporation has only 70,000 crores of rupees lying in the bank. So there is no reason why we can't do the infrastructure. They're already putting in 300 kilometers of metro. We need to do 600. We need to create suburban railway tracks which are there. We need to do recycling of water which goes into the sea. So you will have 24/7 water in Mumbai. You need to improve the quality of health infrastructure and all the other infrastructure that we have in the city. And the money is there, so there's no reason why we can't do it. It's so simple.